All right. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello. It is 6:33. It is June 16th. It's been a minute, hasn't it? This minute feels like 5 years. Sometimes that's the way it is in life, right? Anyway, my name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:30 Club. I wasn't here last week. I appreciate everybody's well wishes. Just to make a long story short, my mom did pass away, and friggin' sucks. Nothing, no other way you could say it. But she did live a great life. It was her time, and just want to tell you, make sure you do all the things you need to do in life, because when it's over, you can't do them. And if you happen to have poor relationships with people, in your family or friends, and they're running out of time, make sure to make amends before you can't. And then those turn into crazy regrets. But I will say my mom didn't have any regrets. And, a lot of people were upstairs. She has 4 brothers and sisters waiting for her. A lot of people probably can't wait to see her. And anyone who went to Florida before she wound up passing got to see her, got to say some things. And if anyone was, waiting for you to come visit and you think you have more time, you might not. Just get the hell over there. Well, anyway, enough of that. So, life without Red Dog for a week. I did try and, do a little bit. Everyone's like, Red Dog, why are you doing anything at all? I'm like, because, I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of routine. And for me, the way to de-stress is by, being on a stair machine or a treadmill at 10, going through my stuff. And so, I did it every morning at 6:30 in the morning anyway. So I might as well write a little small note and get it out to, Redler All Access, get it out to the Alpha team. And I was putting on the public Twitter, just little things, very abbreviated to keep my mind sane and, keep everybody, adding value as much as I can. So that's what we got to do. You got to add value in life. There's that saying, if you're not making someone else's life better, you're wasting your time. Well, it is true, especially when you're on your deathbed. It's not about how much money you have, it's how many people you touched. So with that being said, here we are. It could have gone either way. At this point, the spies are up almost 3. Some people are like, hey, Red Dog, why is the futures up? Is the Iran-Israeli conflict over? I don't think it's quite over, but at this point, I think Israel does control the airspace, and there could be a deal being brokered, and here we are. So don't go out cajones to the wall, short or long. Know what you can handle if you're active. What does if you're active means? It means that June 16th, if you are going to be getting a check based on your market timing mechanisms of June, make sure you know what you can handle. So at this point, there are some things that have been acting better than others. Things did get a little faulty late last week. What do I mean? Well, you did kind of felt as if this ascending channel kind of broke a little bit here, where it did get below this little spot. Not the end of the world, considering it was at 603, got down to 595. So what do we know? These are your points of reference. Okay, we know that just as a close up, 595.50 is Friday's low. Okay, we did hold that. 603.47. We'll see, does today's early strength hold or fade? Hard to tell. If you look at like the war, you look at like things people look at when there's potential war and anarchy, So you have oil down, you have the spies up, you have, gold down a little bit. So right now the market's saying it's a little less worried, I guess, about things getting a little bit more intense, in the Middle East for right now, or in Iran. Doesn't mean, you got a green light. You still have the Fed on Wednesday. We're still in this range. We've been in this range for a while. All in all, too, if you look back here, this is the highs of the year. So whenever you get close to the highs of the year, you always see some sellers come in. So we'll see what happens. It is June, and and we'll see what the Fed says. So the Qs are also important. The Qs. Some people think we have a huge cup and handle pattern, which is kind of true. We do. 540 is the high. We got up to 534. Kind of broke this little spot, closed on the lows ish. I have some options on it, a few things that I might put some stock back on. We'll see. But all in all, I think, you could play some of these ranges. It's a little choppier. It did break the 8-day. It's still above the 21-day. The Qs have been above the 21-day literally since mid-April. So that trend is still intact. If you aren't as active and you use that, when we broke the 8-day, that's, it's something to be aware of. We'll see if we pop right back today or not. So what are the Qs doing? The Qs are up 272 right back here. So, so as of right now on this side, so to start the week, it seems as if the market isn't as worried as it was on Friday about escalation. That's just the market telling you. You could look at Fox Business, they'll tell you something. NBC will tell you something. MSNBC will tell you something different. From what I look at with the market, this is telling me that, people took some risk down, made some sense, and now we'll see how we hold in there. So what are some things that look better than others? First of all, NVIDIA was a tease last week. I could see how everybody overtraded that, and it's still kind of in that spot. It's just definitely hard. It never really got above this 145-ish. Anytime you added to it on strength was not fun. I had a bunch of options in it, and I still do. And we'll see how it goes. All in all, it's still fine. I was hoping that it would get above this 145 and then see this 149, 153 area. It never did it. So we'll see. I'm going to give it a little space today to see, does it hold up or not? This is NVIDIA. It's at 143-ish. We'll see. Very choppy. I did sell Amazon into strength. We did a lot. We had a lot of really good power plays last week or the last 2 weeks. Sold them pretty well. We sold Amazon into strength. Hit 218.49. It's still fine. Pulled back to here. If it was lower, I'd be buying it pre-market. Now I'm just going to wait and see. This rising channel is still intact for Amazon. IWM, we sold that too, well into strength, 215-ish. For those of you who played the power plays with me, we were buying around 207, 208, and I actually got rid of that well into strength. That was up here, 215. Could almost move this up down to there. I did actually I was buying it Friday afternoon. I didn't hold it, but whatever. So this is your new point of reference. This is I have to redo a lot of these charts because I was away. This is low here, 208.22. If that holds, not so bad. You know what made us a lot of money last week? Or the last 2 weeks? ASTS. Look at that move. We've been waiting for that. And it got through 39, got through 29. Hopefully made some really good money. I got out of it on Friday. I was in it the whole time I was gone. Made some really good money. That helped. Sometimes being away from the desk is easier, and it was easier with that. Looks pretty, made a new high. I think, if you were to say what's the measured move of this thing from 18 to 39, should hit 60 at some point. You just got to be careful with your prices. But ASTS has been really good. Finally, right? But this is where it got above the moving average. 25.50 was your ad. I think DoorDash still looks really good. Every time it looked like it was going to get above 220, the market was a little wishy-washy. So I am in 225 calls. I'm probably going to, if it can close above 221 or get above 221 today, I will be adding. Look at this, weekly cup and handle chart. You don't see many charts like this. Looks like it's going to be heading into this 225, 257 area. Nice trade. We've been in this trade pretty much since August in some form. And it'll be nice to see if it could get above 220 and hold it today. But we'll see. All in all, though, look how this is above all the moving averages, and every dip's been viable. It just hasn't. It's been hard to add on strength. So for those people looking for something to add to, today dash could be something. Will it get above and stay above 220.64? It's not overbought. It's it's not up 5 days in a row, so this looks pretty good. Palantir people also, it looks good too. All in all, near the highs. Can't be upset with Palantir. Spotify looks good. Look at Spot. Looks like a nice bull flag above that last area. So there are some names that look better than others. Let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. I kind of feel bad. Everyone misses a little bit of the red dog. I get it. I miss me too sometimes. Anyway, you guys on YouTube or Twitter, you could say hi. If you put this up here, you'll see who's chatting. Kenneth Rosenberg saying hi. Good morning. Jamie Atkins. Good morning, Scott. Welcome back, brother. Thank you, my friend. Nelvis, which is nice. Michael B. She raised a good pup. Oh, thanks. Yeah. See, everyone, more people want to talk about life and my mom versus stocks. That just goes to show you how thoughtful the community is. Mikey Pags, get it done. We got hello from Alaska. James Pallison's condolences. Rolando, good morning. Good morning. Sorry for your loss. Thank you very much. Yep, we rise and grind. Life goes on. You change a little bit though. I guess as you mature and suffer losses, maybe it gives you a little bit of appreciation for things too that you didn't appreciate prior. CRCL, let's see. CRCL. This looks pretty good. Looks like if it gets above this, I think last time I was here, we've talked about that area. Definitely looks like if it gets above what's this? This is 138.57. Seems like you can go in the new issue list. Remember how good CoreWeave was, right? Hold on. It's probably above it this morning, I would think. What we say this was? CR what? CRCR? No. CRCL? Yep, it's already up at 140, so it's already above this spot. That's a good one. HIMS. Let's see HIMS. Looks pretty good. Set up, a little loose and wide. HIMS. HIMS. Up 40 cents. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it was the only green stock, so relative strength. So Joey A says CRCL was the only green stock Friday. So if you had to take a stock home long, relative strength says take home CRCL. Guess what? You're getting paid. You're up 12. You're above this spot. You get a little head start on the day. I like it, Joey A. Blair, good to see you. XLE. This group is so. You know what? Instead of XLE, my friend gave me a few natural gas stocks. You want to see some natural gas stocks? You want to write down? Look at this RRC. Range Resources Corporation. That's a nice looking chart, right? You want to write down a few natural resources. RRC's one. EQ0, right? EQ0. What's that? EQ0. Maybe that's not it. AR. No. Oh, EQ2. Look at that. That's a nice looking chart for natural resource. I don't play natural resource stocks, but I do have a few friends that play other sectors, and that looks pretty cute. That looks really good. EQT. Yeah. So if you want to do, you want to go out a month and play, some options like this. This chart looks better than NVIDIA's chart. It does. This RRC, I might have to put one or two of these on a power play. So, and there's an AI component to these natural resource stocks too. Welcome back. Miss you. Can we look at Palantir and ACR? Sure. What's Palantir doing this morning? It's up 280 at 140. Yeah, Palantir is already above. It's another stock showing relative strength. What's this high? 139. Yeah, Palantir is strong. Hopefully you guys have been with that one, letting it trend. I got stopped out at WRD, broke down. ACHR. This came in really hard. I don't know why I would have. This is more of a drone stock. I tried playing a few of these while I was away. It was tough. Big gap down. I'm not sure why. UMAC also looks a little bit better than this is Don Jr.'s stock. So maybe it's something to keep on the radar. WRD I got stopped out of because it broke this 890. So, can't get married to your names. Definitely could have acted better when things were acting better. So when it broke below this this spot right here, got out of it. Now we'll see. Shouldn't have done that. Let's see, RRC. Yeah, RRC looks like RRC looks good. So sometimes you just gotta, if you don't know a sector, you just look at the chart. It's pretty good. Nuclears, I kind of haven't been in rhythm with the nuclears, but they've been really good. Oklo, NNE, all those guys. Last little push had a good, look at that. Yeah, this is about a nice active sequence. I remember when I played this one back here, everyone was telling me the fundamentals. But meanwhile, it was a great play, but a lot of, so all in all, there's a lot going out there. We played Ethereum pretty well, QBTS. This broke, this looked pretty good and it came down pretty fast. See if it holds this gap. There's not a lot of buy high and sell higher came in. So this area should hold, you would think, if it's any good. QBTS up 57 cents. So at least you know where to put your stop. Right here. You're playing URNJ for the nuclear. Let's see. URNJ. It's kind of like a CCJ, I guess. Still got to get above. This still looks tight. Definitely something, I guess. Someone said that GEV looks really good and ready to go. Wow. This name stayed strong. Still looks good. Stair stepping higher. It's GEV. Yeah, CCJ. Have them. Wow. Look how good that looks. Nice bull flag on top of the 8-day. 8-day moving average strong. Yeah, I haven't been that active in that area. Yeah, I agree. ASTS looks really good. All right, guys, it's 6:51. I have a lot of charts to do. I got to rehook up with the Alpha team. I got to get myself situated. At this point, again, we'll see what happens. It seems as if, the market's not as worried about Israel and Iran this second. You have the spies up 284. You have golden USO down a little bit after a big move. You have the Qs up a little bit. So the Qs and spies are up. And we'll see. Nvidia is, 143 nowhere. It'd be nice to see if Dash could actually hold this 220-ish area and extend. And then again, ASTS, there's a lot of good things going on out there. So with that being said, do what you can handle, manage your process, manage your risk, let it keep adding up. I think a lot of my friends were all at the highs of their year again last week and then pulled back a little bit. I know I was at the highs of my year from the road, and then I, lost a little bit in that chop of Thursday, Friday, and now I'm back day in, day out. And Apple thoughts before we go. I don't know, Apple hasn't been special in so long. Apple sucks, excuse my French for now. Just doesn't suck. It's just nothing special going on here. So, I've always talked for years, if you want to be in swing trades, they need to be special. What's special? Making higher lows and higher highs. What's special? Special is showing relative strength. That means if the Qs and the spies are at the 21-day, your stocks at the 8-day are higher. As of right now, it's hard to find some special stocks, so you're better off just doing trades. And Apple right now, as an investment, if you've had it for a decade, it's been special. But for as far as holding it, it's giving you really no reason. It's just not, just not special. It's below the moving averages, and just something to visit. Tesla, real quick, acts a little bit better. Gave you a lot of red to green trades while I was gone, and some green to red trades. And as of right now, I guess does it hold? This 335.50. It's a lot of energy to be playing Tesla these days. So for now, see if 335-ish holds. If so, this looks a little bit better than it did when I left. Where's Tesla this morning? Tesla it's up a bunch, up 6, 331. So Tesla has some room to this 335-ish. So see what happens there. Yeah. Sometimes Apple's good, but it just doesn't look so good right now. All right, guys. I got to jump. It's been 24 minutes. I appreciate you. Back in the saddle. Red Dog's here. And thanks for coming back. I appreciate you.